Gabriel.
Esta pandemia fue un tiempo muy difícil para mí y mi familia.
This pandemic was a very difficult time for me and my family.
Siempre tenía el temor de contagiarme, porque a veces tenía que viajar en un vehículo con un grupo de personas.
I was always afraid of getting infected because sometimes I had to travel in a vehicle with a group of people, and masks were not required by the company.
Puse muchas veces a mi familia en riesgo de contagiarse también.
Many times I put my family at risk of getting sick too.
Siendo un trabajador esencial, no es justo haber sido excluido del alivio de la pandemia, ya que yo pago mis impuestos al igual que todos.
Being an essential worker, it is not fair to me and others to have been excluded from pandemic relief since I pay my taxes just like everyone else.
Si usted es elegido como supervisor, apoyaría una enmienda al propósito del plan de rescate americano del condado de Scott para que los 7.2 millones destinados para la cárcel juvenil vayan a los trabajadores esenciales y excluidos en forma de cheque de estímulo y pagos de primo.
If you are elected as supervisor, will you support an amendment to the Scott County budget of the American Rescue Plan so that the $7.2 million allocated for the Juvenile Detention Center goes to essential and excluded workers in the form of stimulus checks and premium pay?
We'll start here and then go that direction.
Vamos a empezar acá y luego seguir con cada uno.
I am no expert in this category.
No soy experto en esta categoría.
However, I think that essential workers should get some funding because it was a very hard time for them.
No obstante, yo sí creo que los trabajadores esenciales deben recibir algo de fondos, ya que ha sido un periodo muy difícil para ellos.
As I interned with Scott County over the summer, we talked a lot about the American Rescue Plan Acts and funding that goes into it.
Mientras yo hacía el trabajo de residente durante el verano, hablamos mucho del plan de rescate, el plan de alivio y cómo aplicar los fondos.
While looking at the ARPA funds or grants that our county could receive, I think a lot of them could go to essential workers, and I would be in favor of them going to.
Cuando yo observaba cómo se aplicaban los fondos del decreto ARPA, yo me puse a pensar, yo sí creo que deben destinarse algunos de estos fondos para ayudar a los trabajadores esenciales.
Thank you.
Please, the question again, if you would. If elected.
If you are elected as supervisor, will you support an amendment to the Scott County's budget of the American Rescue Plan so that the $7.2 million allocated for the Juvenile Detention Center goes to essential and excluded workers in the form of stimulus checks and premium pay?
Okay, thank you. So in my opening remarks, I neglected to tell you what I do for a living. I'm an electrician for 35 years. In my BW.
Lo primero que hablé, dejé de mencionar que he trabajado de electricista por muchos años.
From IBW Local 145.
Para el sindicato 145.
I'm also an OSHA outreach trainer, so I teach OSHA in construction and general industry.
Y también soy entrenador de seguridad en el lugar de trabajo, trabajando con la organización OSHA.
So I look at you, sir, and I say that OSHA was very clear on their pandemic response about riding in vehicles and preparedness to distance and what they should have done.
Y le puedo decir a usted, señor, que OSHA en vías de mejorar la seguridad pedía encarecidamente a todos que se pongan sus mascarillas en sus vehículos.
To protect you, and those are anonymous. Those are anonymous calls that you can make.
Y usted puede quejarse a nuestra organización y son llamadas anónimas que usted puede hacer.
You are covered under the Whistleblower Act.
Usted sigue protegido por el decreto de llamado de whistleblower o literalmente el decreto de proteger a los soplones.
The $7.2 million that was allocated for the Juvenile Detention Center, I stand behind for the simple fact that it's an opportunity to keep our children here. We don't have enough time to go into why I support that, but the money was one-time funding that we could allocate to that. The rules said that we could do that, and I do support that staying here.
Sobre los $7 millones que se adjudicaron al Centro Juvenil, quiero decir que apoyo eso porque necesitamos tener a nuestros jóvenes aquí y no mandarlos a autoridades.
Do let me say yes. Do let me say this. I know that it was frustrating,
Me permito decir, yo sé que no es fácil.
and we do have to. And again, no slight to Jasmine. She is able to translate and do English at the same time, but we must talk slowly and complete sentences for our interpreter.
Debemos, sin embargo, sé que uno de los candidatos puede interpretar para sí mismo, pero los demás tienen que hablar en oraciones cortas, claras y dar tiempo para que el intérprete traduzca correctamente.
So thank you as we continue.
Gracias y continuamos.
What I would like to address when talking about the pandemic, it was very horrible for essential workers.
Quiero reconocer que la pandemia fue horrible para los trabajadores esenciales.
I myself never stopped working and was constantly in the environment, and I got COVID at work.
Yo trabajaba constantemente, nunca dejé de trabajar durante ese periodo y contraje COVID en mi lugar de trabajo.
The way I'm understanding, though, is the question is that you were not given a stimulus check. Is that the
Lo que
understanding?
quiero entender, ¿a usted no le entregaron un cheque de estímulo?
No.
No.
Okay. The $7.2 million that were allocated for the Juvenile Detention Center, when you accept funds from the federal government, you are essentially selling your soul.
Sobre los $7 millones para el Centro Juvenil de Democrats, cuando usted acepta fondos del gobierno federal, prácticamente usted vende su alma.
They dictate where that money goes. You do have some wiggle room, but they do dictate that.
Ellos dictan a qué se destina ese dinero. Usted tiene un poquito de espacio para variar, pero ellos dictan a qué se debe destinar.
That is also my own my own experience dealing with the federal government in my job and in my personal life.
Esa declaración basó en mi propia experiencia trabajando en el gobierno y en mi lugar de trabajo, en mi vida personal.
I believe that the idea behind what they were going to do regarding roads and the Juvenile Detention Center was an attempt to keep people safe, and that includes everyone.
Y la intención de lo que querían hacer